chores. I am Mindy. I'm living intentionally. Oh, good morning. It's Sunday. It's the Sunday after my birthday. And I had some stuff to talk to you about. And today I wanted to talk about this thing that people say that sounds like really trite and dismissive. And it's trite because it's tried and true. And that is that it is only a chore if you make it a chore. And the thing that our English language does not supply us with in that very succinct reminder of how to be is that what it doesn't say is you have to consciously choose for everything you do to not be a chore. And you think, well, what makes something a chore? Like chore, bore, oh my god, is there more? Like, you don't want to do a chore. And if you approach life like every or many of the expenditures of energy are chores, drudgeries to endure, life becomes a chore. And I'm going to try not to cry, but I've got like... So, my grandma, she really formed a lot of the beautiful of me, and as I'm now establishing as a fully formed adult who doesn't live with her mom, now that I'm establishing a relationship with my mom, my grandma's daughter, I'm realizing that my mom really helped do that too, and I'm able to appreciate that. So it's so hard to stay on track. Oh no, I'm fading! Ah! Somebody slap me. And my grandma, bless her heart, she, life was a chore for her. She grew up on a farm, and you got up and you did the chores, and she did not like farm life, and she did not like doing farm chores, but even though she got out of the farm and moved to the city and modeled, she didn't get the farm life out of her. So my grandma woke up in the morning and she greeted me. She greeted me like I was the sun. And that's really special. And she was so happy to take care of me, get my breakfast and get my cartoons on and make my bed, and she loved that, and she loved me. And here's the contrast, is that my mom greeted the day. My mom greeted the day. First of all, we lived in this amazing split-level, 3-bedroom, lower middle-class house in a lower middle-class suburb that plenty of people there were like aces. And plenty of people there were like, oh my god, how are we getting by? And that's how neighborhoods are now. This house, the master bedroom had a window thing that was shuttered, and those shutters opened over like a little structure for there to be plants, for her to water her plants, and it overlooked the rest of the split-level house. So you could see the kitchen, the formal dining room, the living room, the landing. If you came out of the master bedroom and went down the hall, the landing, and so my mom, her life, every day, could have absolutely been the beginning of a Disney princess movie. And my mom's favorite Disney princesses are Cinderella and Snow White, and my mom is beautiful like Snow White, dark hair, pale skin, and she had a bird. She had her finch was just outside her bedroom. Snow white finch, not another color on that finch, and I've never seen another finch as white like that, and I look at every finch when I go to a pet store. So that was cool, and I didn't see Snow White until I was older. It came out, you know how Disney puts things in the vault. It came out, and then it was out on video, and then cheap enough for us to like see at some point. And she got me the Snow White movie poster that was, I don't know if it was framed, but it was mounted on poster board at least. I have my Little Mermaid under this table that I'm sitting my phone on to record this. But yeah, as I record from my Little Mermaid, my Little Mermaid bathroom. Oh man. So my mom greeted the day, and my grandma began a day of chores, and my grandma woke up very early until she died. She woke up early and she did chores. And my grandma was a very proud woman, and she was too prideful to get help when her husband was violently abusing her. And she was too prideful to ask for help when she needed help doing anything, just as a person who was losing their sight, losing their hearing. By the time I was, I think, like five or six, my grandma was legally blind and deaf. So you had to like just figure out how helping fit in to the joy of life. And so anything that you did for grandma, it was like, it wasn't a chore. So I learned how to do all kinds of things, and I just lived with this with this mentality of doing for someone else and doing for yourself is not at all a chore. And I have an excellent work ethic for a millennial. I don't know many who have the work ethic that I do, that have, you know, comparable financial growing up situations. Yeah, I have an excellent work ethic, and that's because I can figure out how to enjoy absolutely everything that I have to do, that I want to do, that needs doing. And so as I was untangling my necklaces this morning, I remembered that I'm very good at untangling things because my grandma was not able to wear any of her jewelry. Every time she took it off, it got tangled and had to be untangled. And so that was just something that I got to do, that I got to play, I got to touch these beautiful things. My grandma was such a high-class lady, and untangle these things for her so that she could enjoy them, so that she could put on what she wanted to put on, and my grandma was dressed to the nines at every moment. And so as I did that for myself this morning, I was like, oh, I didn't even like think of that like that's why I'm like the super untangler. That's like I learned it from a place of love. So teach from a place of love. Teach everyone, every moment that you can, that life is not a chore. Because my grandma endured hardship, and she suffered greatly, and she woke up for most of my life wishing that she hadn't woke up. I spent my life doing that too. And not because life was like, not because I was blind and deaf and alone, but because I felt like the rest of the world was blind and deaf to me. So, thank you for watching. I hope your Sunday's going beautiful. I went outside and walked around barefoot on the ground and did like, I don't know if it's Tai Chi. I move intuitively. My intuitive movement, I was told, was like legit, like very good yoga. So I don't know what I'm doing. I go with the flow. Flowing is knowing, knowing is flowing. So I spent a beautiful day outside, and Grim came out. I called to him. I was out standing, grounding, feet bare on the grass. And I called to him, and he came out, and just seeing my Grim, my kitty, my Grim, in the light of day was amazing. And then birds came. There were like birds circling as I sat there just smiling and crying, like sobbing at the beauty of the earth. And we have so much to remember. We have so much to remember. Things that the internet, the memes and the social media can't teach you, but people on the internet can remind you of what you already know. And that's that the world is outside of your door. Your world is outside of your door. It's not what's in this mirror unless you want it to be. And the internet lets you decide that. So thank you for deciding to have me as part of your reality. I love you so much. And I had to go feed my guinea pigs now, which is like my chore. I think I would enjoy like a farm life, but not what we do now. I'm not gonna slaughter animals. I would keep chickens, but I'm allergic to eggs, so I'm not sure why I would keep chickens. I just think it would be a nice thing. I would definitely have a guinea pig farm. So may you start your day with sun and with the awareness that life is a gift. And at no moment should it feel like a chore. And if it does, then you just need to change your own mind. But that's pretty hard to do. So stay tuned to me, and hopefully I'll help you through that, because as you know, I am a debilitatingly disabled young millennial with chronic invisible illness, and this is a genuine smile on my face. I might sit down and not have any more day, but you do. So go live it with love and light.